Hello and welcome to another daily market update by Market Intel. Today we want to take a look at the NASDAQ. Before we jump in, feel free to use the link in the video description. With that link you get to our website and here you can register for free. And if you do that, you receive daily free Elliott-Wave market updates and you can see our asset classes that we cover here on the chart. We cover, for example, oil, stocks, cryptocurrencies, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and gold. And today we want to talk about the NASDAQ, which I think is in a very, very interesting position at the moment. We've had a substantial rally from the October 2023 lows. And yeah, when you register here on the website and you receive our free updates, you get a written update as well as the relevant short-term, medium, and long-term support and resistance levels. I think we should start on the 2-day chart. It is our long-term overview that gives you a good overview of the context. So let me take you through what the NASDAQ is doing. This is a chart of the NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures. It's the 2-day chart. You can see that on this chart, we are basically close to a more substantial top in our primary scenario. In the preferred scenario on the 2-day chart, we have started a 5-wave move to the upside, sort of early 2023, with this green wave 4 low. At the time, the market completed here a very complex correction to the downside, a WXY structure, that started after the 3rd wave top, here at 16,569. So we had that quite substantial correction, which completed that 4th wave, and based on that assumption we are now in green wave 5, which you do not see on the chart, but green wave 5 itself is a 5-wave pattern. So we are currently working as per our preferred scenario on magenta wave 1 of that green wave 5, which means that there is much more to come, because after magenta wave 1, as soon as it's finished, and it might have topped already, we're going to take a look at that in a minute on the smaller time frame. But with these 5 waves, once they are complete, you normally expect a correction, a counter trend move, which we have indicated here with magenta wave 2 on the chart. So after magenta wave 1 is completed, magenta wave 2 should start. It is a local downtrend. It is, however, only a pullback in an overall uptrend as per our scenario. We cannot yet offer a real target for wave 2 at this stage. We can only do that once magenta wave 1 has topped. There are some guidelines in Elliott-Wave that, for example, suggest that a wave 2 usually or tends to complete in the area of a previous wave 4 of the lower degree. That might be here around 14,000, but it's a little bit too early to say that. We assign our primary scenario, which is an overall bullish perspective here on the NASDAQ, an 80% probability, so it's quite high. Only if we see a sustained break below the $12,949 level, we have assigned 20% for that as probability. We should still see green wave 4 unfold. So in this alternative scenario, green wave 4 never finished. Instead, this is a larger A, B, C structure, very frustrating correction. But because the move to the upside looks more like a 5-wave pattern, we don't see that B wave as primary scenario and only assign this scenario a 20% probability. Now let's take a look at the shorter time frame wave count. Here we see the 4-hour chart, and you see within magenta wave 1 now the subwave structure. And basically it makes sense to start here with our primary scenario, which basically suggests that, well, wave 1 should have reached the top really. Okay, it might get a few more squiggles higher, but what we're really waiting for is a confirmation that a long-term top has been established, or let's say a medium-term top in this magenta wave 1, or let's say blue wave 5 of magenta wave 1. That a top has already been reached. Well, we give this scenario, which again is our primary scenario, we assign here a 62% probability, but still we need to see confirmation for that assumption. We need to see the price break below this $17,221 level. So that is quite important. Want to see that level broken to the downside to further confirm that magenta wave 2 has started. This is basically the first level of confirmation that we need to say, okay, wave 1 is topped. Maybe we can then already add a support area to the chart. In the alternative scenario here on this time frame, we continue to rally higher, and the subwave structure is a little bit different. We're actually then already in a third wave, and that would be much more bullish. So basically, in our primary scenario, the wave 1 is only complete or nearly complete. A wave 2 pullback follows, and then the third wave starts. In the alternative perspective, again, we only assign a 38% probability. The third wave is already unfolding, and we would probably see further quite aggressive upside price action. But as I said, that's not the preferred scenario. But until the uptrend is broken by a break below 17,221, we cannot rule out further extensions higher and possibly a transformation into the alternative wave count on this 4-hour time frame. Yeah, so that's sort of quite a bullish outlook about the NASDAQ. Pullbacks can be opportunities, but at the moment there is no real setup at the moment on our chart. That might change as soon as we have confirmation that wave 1 there, magenta wave 1, has topped. Thank you very much. Please feel free to use the link in the description to register on our website dailymarketupdate.com. See you in the next video. Bye bye.